Welcome to Architects of Opportunities, a series on founders of nonprofit organizations. We will look at how one person or a few people saw a need in your community and found a way to fill it. Who are the people that are inspired to see a need and bring others together to lend a hand, and not for profit? They are the nonprofit founders. Founders are everyday heroes. They envision possibility and persevere to accomplish it. Founders in all sectors and across the country share a common vision. They want to make a difference. Today, we will introduce you to one organization who makes a contribution to your community. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming, Jane. This is Jane Kramer, and she is the founding member and the executive director of ELM, which stands for Enriching Lives Through Music. And Jane, would you introduce our wonderful guest as well?
Jacqueline.
Thank you.
Yes,
Hi.
thank you. I'm here with Leslye de Leon, who's a 5th grade student at Glenwood Elementary School and a wonderful ELM student, clarinet player.
So fabulous. Wonderful. Thanks so much for coming. I have questions for both of you. And first I want to ask you, Jane, what gave you the idea to start ELM?
Well, as a child, I was a student at an amazing school of music called the Miami Fine Arts Conservatory. And it was started by a really inspirational woman named Ruth Greenfield, who's 92 now.
Oh.
And she had been to Paris in the 40s and 50s and recognized how integrated the arts scene was in Paris, and came back to Miami, where she was from, and recognized how segregated it was, that mostly black kids had no opportunity to pursue the arts. And she was a fine pianist. And so in her home, she started a music conservatory, completely integrated, and that grew into the Miami Fine Arts Conservatory, a completely integrated school of the arts in Miami. And when I was a child, I was part of that, and it was incredibly formative for me, and I always wanted to replicate something like that, to really give access to the arts to all children.
Wonderful.
That was my original, so I always had it in my mind that I wanted to do something like what Ruth did, and she continues to be a mentor for me. At 92, I visit with her, she donates to the program, and she really advises me.
Oh, that's amazing. Because
Yeah.
you have been involved since you were a child thinking about this. And so well, you came to California.
I came to California and I pursued an academic career. I got a doctorate in health policy and did a lot of work with adolescents, evaluating programs, looking at what makes a difference, makes a positive impact in children and teenagers' lives. And I was also an oboist as a child. I had gone from playing recorder to playing the oboe, but had left my oboe behind, and I had gone to Vassar College, and Vassar has what they call a timeout grant. They give one a year to someone to pursue a passion or take a risk. And my idea was to go back to my oboe studies and also start a school of music that would somewhat replicate the school that I had been a part of. And I tried 3 years in a row to get this grant. It's really competitive. And each year they said, it's great that you want to start a school of music, but you don't have to do something like that. You don't have to do good. You can just say you want to play your oboe for the year. And I kept thinking I wasn't being convincing enough about how much I really wanted to start a school of music. And the third time I wrote that I just wanted to take a year, play my oboe, and I got the grant. I took a whole year, played my oboe. It was an incredible gift. And at the end of the year, I wanted to start my school of music.
So it didn't cure you.
No, but it was actually a really great gift to say I'll just take a year and become a musician again before I did this, started ELM. And I started, with 15 kids, soprano recorders at the very tail end of this grant. And it's just been growing since then.
Oh, that's so fabulous. So you started with 15 children, and that was in the Canal area.
Yeah, I bought soprano recorders. I went to all the schools in the community center, and I said, find me kids who really want to learn to play music, and I'll be there for them. And I found 6 kids at Pickleby Park Community Center, 9 kids at San Pedro Elementary School. and we're still there. And several of those kids are still part of Elm as interns or in some capacity. But I did that for 2.5 years, just taught recorder to these kids.
I've been over at your music classes, as you know, and I've loved just standing by watching. And so, would you tell us a little bit about how you found out about it?
Well, I found out about when my mom's friend, her name was Lourdes, or maybe, I don't know, but I think we found a flyer in our hip pocket, which we call a folder. After every Friday, they give us papers and all like applications of music schools that we want to go. And so my mom picked Elm for my sister and I.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we started.
And how long have you been with them?
3 years.
3 years, each of you. So your sister and you, is she younger or older?
She's older than me.
She's older. And so what do you play?
I play the clarinet.
And I understand you're going to play it for us later.
Yes.
I'm so glad. That's wonderful. And what does your sister play?
She plays the flute.
And so when are your classes?
My classes are every Saturdays at 9:30 through 3 o'clock.
12:30.
Or 12:30.
And does your mom participate? And Jane, I'll ask you too, do the parents help out and participate?
Yes.
They do.
Mhm.
What kind of parent participation do you get, Jane?
That's the best part of Elm, I think, is that almost all the parents participate in some way. Let's see, they do help setting up and cleaning up. They help supervise the kids. They help with meals, and they help with concert prep. We do incredible potlucks. They help bring instruments back and forth. And we're starting parent music classes.
Oh, the
which
parents
we're going
are...
to start a parent chorus
wonderful.
this semester. But they also support each other a lot. So the parents really support each other's children and do a lot of carpooling with each other, support when there's a need or help to help another family.
Has it always been smooth for you?
It's always been a forward trajectory. It's always been moving. Every semester, every year, something new and exciting and different has been happening. It's always been growing. It hasn't always been smooth, but the hard parts haven't been too hard. They've been more like growing pains. They've been more like outgrowing our space at Pickleweed and needing to move to Bahia Vista. That, or having donated instruments and deciding that we want to start a new class, and how do we do that? One hard part has been actually this year, because we have 2 parallel programs. We have our Saturday program that Leslie's part of, a big after-school program, and they're different kids. And my big goal is to integrate the two, to have the Saturday program and the after-school kids be the same group of kids, so the kids would have after-school Elm and also Saturday being part of an orchestra. And that's been a bit of a challenge logistically. But again, we're doing it this year, and it's really exciting.
Leslye, what's been hard for you?
What's been hard for me is my clarinet and my instruments that I play. Sometimes at the beginning, I've been not frustrated, but like, what's this? I get so curious about this that sometimes I get the teacher annoyed.
Oh, because you just want to learn more?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. But you kept going.
Yeah.
What made you keep going?
The teachers kept me going, the lyrics, the music that we've been playing, and also this instrument right now that I have right here.
Wonderful. And Jane, what about you? What kept you going in the hardest times?
I have dual passions for music and children, and that's what I do every day. And for creating opportunities where they wouldn't otherwise exist, and for being with kids like Leslye, who are so passionate and about their music, and to see her blossom as a musician, and
That's so wonderful.
and also to see parents really connecting with their kids around music. We have a lot of parents who perform with us. We have a lot of families who are cousins and, you know, different parts of a family, much broader than a nuclear family, seeing families come together around music. I mean, Elma's really a family. It's a community, and it's a family that really keeps me going.
What do you see for Elm in the future? Well, first of all, let me ask you this. How many children do you now work with? And you started with 15.
We now have 120 students.
Oh, my goodness.
Every week, but it's really intensive. So maybe 5 hours a week is about the minimum amount of time. And some kids are up to now 10 to 12 hours a week, because they have after school, they have Saturdays, and they have other ensemble times or private lessons. So my goal is to increase the intensity, to really build our orchestra, which is the heart of our community, and to grow really thoughtfully, so that we don't grow too quickly and the quality of experience diminishes.
Oh, that's a worthy goal. Do you? What is the age group that you take?
Our youngest kids now are 4 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So we used to start at age 7, but we had so many siblings who were just hanging around waiting for their little sisters and brothers, their older sisters and brothers, that we started an El Mitos class. And so our El Mitos are ages 4 to 6. And now it's a pathway. The 4 to 6-year-olders have one music class. And we just graduated 3 of them to our Bach group. And our Bach group are ages 7 to 10. And they do chorus, and they play a mallet instrument called an Orff instrument, and they play recorder, which I teach. And those kids graduate to instruments. So Leslye now is in our group called Beethoven's. And the Beethoven students sing in the chorus, but then they go right to their instrument. They have chamber music, they have sectionals, and they have beginning orchestra. And our oldest kids are our Bartok kids. And they go right into jazz, sectionals, chamber music, and world music. So they work together. There are about 12 of them right now. And Leslie's really on the cusp of becoming one of our more advanced students in this Bartok group. So each of the groups gets a slightly different course of music, you know, on the Saturday program. And then we have the big after-school program where I just came from. 40 kids after school are getting 6 hours a week of either violin or cello and musicianship.
I would think your classes are in high demand, because I'm understanding there isn't much music being taught in the public schools in Marin these days.
Yeah, there's no instrumental music in the elementary schools at all. In the middle school, though, there's a band and an orchestra and a steel pan program and a chorus. So our goal is for all of our Elm students, once they get into middle school, to join these ensembles. So then they're getting music 5 times a week during school, and then they'll continue with Elm and get Saturdays. So that's what will be for Leslye next year.
Is that your goal, Leslye?
Yeah.
And you'll be going to a middle school, so you'll have a chance to get into an orchestra there.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite music to play?
Maybe from old-time history music.
Oh, okay.
One of the songs that I was playing is Mambo. I really like that song, actually.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. It sounds like you have a wide variety of music, so they could get a sample of everything available.
We do Latin music and we do classical music. So Mambo is it's a combination of the cha-cha-cha and mambo.
Oh.
And we did it at our last concert. It was really, really fun. And we had invited a lot of community musicians in Marin, students in the Marin Youth Symphony. The head of the music department at College of Marin is a tuba player. We needed tuba players for it. We had a big percussion section. And we had a conductor from Los Angeles, from Columbia, come up and conduct this piece for us.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It was really fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We have a big summer project. Leslye was part of our summer camp last summer. And we had a professor of music at Peabody Conservatory, and he runs a program called Orchids in Baltimore. And he came last summer, and he'll come this summer again, doing a camp called Creative Composing. And Leslye was a really important part of that camp.
So you compose your own music then? Oh, wow. And when you say camp, is it a day camp?
It was 6 hours a day for a week,
Oh.
and this summer it'll be 2 weeks for the same amount of time.
Fantastic.
Can Leslye describe it for you, though? It's really incredible.
Yes, please.
Can you talk about camp?
In the summer, there's this music teacher. His name's Dan, and he comes every summer for 1 week, but this summer we're gonna have it for 2 weeks. And last summer it was amazing because when we were playing, he chose 3 groups, but in a musical way. So he'd choose one person, and that person will be playing a part. And the person that picked the second person, her name was Deanna, and she picked another person, and then there's like a bunch of kids there in a circle. And so they play, and then I was right here, and there were 2 other kids here. And to pick that person, which was me, they had to sit here. And so that's what they did, and then he kept on going on, and then we pick our own choice on who is gonna come with us to play music. And we end up doing that, and we made up a song called Territories, I think. And my group was something mystical and something like, it's gonna happen, like something's bad gonna happen. It's like a person's hiding from another person, like that. And it's like, I'm gonna scare her. I'm hiding from her. And like, in that part in the movies, and then scare.
So the music does say what you mean.
It's really using music to express ideas or fears or feelings, right? Mm-hmm. And the theme of this piece was about immigration. And the kids really explored their thoughts and feelings about it, and then were able to put it into music. And Leslye actually created the theme song of the melody. It was really, really beautiful that she wrote in her head and then played it on the clarinet.
And I'm sure you've recorded that, right?
Yeah, we did record it. It was
Wonderful.
phenomenal. We're going to do it again.
Oh,
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations on writing your first piece of music while in grade school.
Thank you.
Excuse me. So, what is the next step for you? We're wanting you to play. Can you give us the song that you wanted to play for us, Leslye?
Yes. This song is called Amazing Grace, and I'll play it for you.
Thank you. That's beautiful, lovely. Oh, thank you so much. That really makes our show. We've not had music played on our show yet, and so you're the first one, and thank you so much, Leslye, for doing that. It's just been great to have you both here. Is there any last thing that you would like to say or talk about, Jane, to encourage people to come to the concerts, make contribution? How can we help you?
Oh, well, not that you ask. Well, our website is elmprogram.org, and we have lots of videos on the website and also information about the upcoming concerts. We love donations of money or instruments, and we always are looking for volunteers to help. And the concerts are full of joy, and we have, our orchestra gets filled out by amazing members of the community, and it's just really, really fun. It's followed by potlucks, and so yeah, I'd really encourage people to come out and check us out. And we're really growing and hoping to do traveling and perform outside the community. And one last thing is that next semester in the fall, we're collaborating with Quinteto Latino, an amazing woodwind quintet, who's going to come and work with our kids, and we'll be performing with them and in all the schools, and hope to move it towards a Latin chamber music festival in the Canal at the end of next year.
That's fantastic, Jane. You've done such a
Yeah.
great job, and I so appreciate, and we all do in our community, all that you've done. And I've been to your concerts, and I've been to one where there were lots of people, and one that was very intimate and sweet, and one at the Pickleweed, and just enjoy it. So I'm encouraging everyone to come out and support Elm, and also have a wonderful time with the music. And Leslye, thank you very much, especially you, for coming and playing for us today. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Right now, we have the Elm students coming from San Rafael. We met them here in San Francisco.
It was the first time that all the different El Sistema-inspired programs in Northern California came to become one orchestra together.
I was so glad to come, but when I came, I was really kind of nervous. When I was with my friends, I was not really nervous because my friends support me.
Having our Elm students working with the National Youth Orchestra was really inspiring for them. They learned so many new things.
They got to spend time with these incredibly talented, accomplished young musicians, and they got to hear what really beautiful music sounds like close. Music brings people together and brings out the best in everyone. The students become part of something that's beautiful that they create, and then they care for it, they nurture it.
So Elm is giving them opportunities just to have this wide view about how the world moves and that they are able to achieve it. Everyone deserves opportunities.
Elm changes lives, without a doubt. Elm students become more focused, and they become confident, and they become motivated. They know that when they work hard and become good in music, they can transfer those skills and become good at anything they want.
I help nonprofits hire staff and leaders to carry on their founder's vision. And so I've seen hundreds of nonprofits contribute to our community. We created Architects of Opportunities to share that with you. Now, nonprofit founders will tell you they don't do it alone. If you're among the 25% of us who are volunteers or volunteer board members or staff or donors, thank you. And if you're not, please join us in making a difference.